No matter how much we wish to, we cannot predict the future with accuracy. We can looking at historical data, correlations, patterns, but we can't be 100% accurate unless we successfully pull back to the future.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
We have nothing that we can be certain of. Can we take a guess and be partially correct? Sure, why not? But there's no way you and I can guarantee that the future holds something specific for us, especially in a fluctuating housing market. Nevertheless, today I want to discuss the reasons you should invest in the property business. Nevertheless, today I want to discuss the reasons you should invest in property as a business right now. Let's get to work, shall we? Why should you invest in property is a question that you may be asking yourself, or may have asked yourself, or you may ask yourself in the future. Now, the main attraction for investors and developers has always been and will always be, you guessed, in a roundabout way, bread and butter, buy-to-let property, although developers may obviously build and sell. The idea of regular income is attractive to most people, those who crave stability especially. Anyone who's looking for chaos, well, I will get to that at some other time. But of course, the real question is it a good idea to invest in property in 2023? Let's figure it out together. Right now, tenant demand is sky high, and housing supply has been and is short unless developers are building more houses right now because of all the different challenges in the marketplace. Now, the pandemic's after effects are apparent in the shift of the property market, inflation, cost of living, all of that I genuinely believe is linked to a large amount because of COVID and all the extra cash that was printed and handed out. But what does that even mean, you might be thinking? It means right now might be a really good time to invest. No, this is not some kind of a prank. I am not Ashton Kutcher.
Yes! You just got pumped!
Currently, most people are looking to rent rather than buy their own property, not to mention the ever-growing population, because a lot of people can't afford to get on the property ladder. That's a big reason. And there is a good reason to rent and not buy, but that's for another video at another time. Total supply right now is 38% below average, while demand for rental property is 46% above average, according to Zoopla. Add a shortage of supply of houses to the mix and you really have something cooking here, I believe. The market is what I would say heading towards being reasonably volatile, which is good for rental property business if you know your onions and you work in a smart way. And there is going to be growth for rental property in my view. You might be thinking, what's the best part of investing in property? My opinion is regular cash flow, of course. That's the main reason. Capital appreciation is secondary. The rise of the demand for housing has led to prices increasing, ultimately resulting in the highest returns we have ever witnessed in the UK, alongside other factors of regulation that have caused rent increases. And an important factor for how much return you get is based on location. Take Liverpool, for example. I think it's a great place to invest as property prices and rents are skyrocketing. I think it's a great place to invest because prices and rents are skyrocketing there this year. Notably in Wales, Northern Ireland and sections of the Midlands, many British cities have done really well. The commuter belt communities outside of major urban hubs like London, Birmingham and Manchester have also experienced strong growth. Bolton is an excellent example. It has handy proximity to Salford and Manchester, yet property costs are substantially lower there than they are in the actual cities that I've mentioned. Because of this, buyers and investors find them to be quite appealing, and for good reason too. Even in an uncertain market, up and coming places like these Even in an uncertain market, up-and-coming places like these can aid property investors in achieving considerably better returns than any traditional savings account would probably give. And that's kind of changing now with interest rates going up, of course, but there is still opportunity out there. In comparison to other asset classes like cryptocurrencies or numerous equities and shares, investing in property frequently offers more consistent and gratifying returns, especially if you're smart about it. Now, property is lower risk than most other strategies in my belief, unless obviously the market sees a significant downturn. If you compare stocks and cryptocurrency to purchasing property, you'll find that buying property is a less risky business in comparison. Why, you may ask? Well, because the UK property market has proven time and time again that it can survive crisis after crisis and economic instability, and we've seen that over the last 100 years. This is a major advantage of investing in property, and the reason many people choose to go down this particular road, both from the UK and overseas investors. Now, leverage, I think, is an important word and is extremely important when it comes to the world of property. When you deposit your hard-earned money in a bank, you can only use the exact amount when you purchase property, or take the exact amount out of your bank account. You can put down a smaller amount of deposit when you're buying a property and get a mortgage to cover the balance based on the criteria at the time. So buy-to-let, 75% loan to value, of course. It is significantly less hazardous than other types of leverage, though, in my opinion. You can run a significant danger of being liquidated and losing all of your trading money if you use leverage to purchase a Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, forex, equities or shares. Others may disagree with me out there, but I think those are more riskier, and unless you know exactly what you're doing, you can make big money, but you can lose a lot of money quickly too. Property, on the other hand, is typically stable enough for you to deploy a mortgage with confidence. It's a proven track record in property, and it's proven to do well over time. Now, if you've chosen a property with strong cash flow, you can simply wait it out while getting paid to hold the asset, even if its value doesn't increase as quickly as it did in the past, or if you go into negative equity, as long as you have to remortgage, you'll be fine. So, to conclude, the basic rules of supply and demand are largely responsible for the enduring appeal of property as an asset. Even though the government's 300,000 yearly target for home construction is still being much exceeded, demographic and socio-economic shifts have caused housing demand to reach historic heights. Now, I think the demand is probably going to persist through 2023 and beyond, as more and more people try to climb the corporate ladder. Due to this surplus demand, house prices should resume their customary upward tendencies when market conditions return to more regular patterns. When that will happen, I don't know. Nobody knows for certain. Everybody's guessing, predicting based on their own experience, knowledge and information, but no one knows for sure. If you have the cash and the knowledge, you should think about dipping your toes in the world of property. It's a fantastic business. But be warned though, you never know when the water can suddenly get hot or cold. It goes without saying that property is one of the most profitable and growing ventures to invest in right now, and both for local and foreign investors, and has been obviously over the last 100 years. As I said before, you never know what the future holds. Nobody knows that. But unless we suddenly get hit by a meteor or an alien invasion happens, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now. As cliche as that is, okay, there's a lot of truth in that, and right now is a good time as any other time to get involved in the world of property. And that is all I have time for today on why investing in property right now has a bright future and will always have a bright future as far as I see it. See you next time.